Hey, what it do, YouTube peeps? It's T-Dub. I'm here chilling in Pearl Lagoon. I've been here about a week now. It's been quite an experience. As I've mentioned many times in my previous videos, I'm from out here. However, I'm from up north on the coast, from the town of Puerto Cabeza. Bluefields is the capital of the southern autonomous region. And there are two autonomous regions. There's north and south. I'm from the northern region. This is the southern region. I haven't been back in this area since I was a kid, and it's been quite an adventure. I just wanted to speak a little bit though about my experience out here. Everything in Bluefields was awesome. It was easy to get there from the Terminal Mayareo in Managua, the Mayareo terminal. The buses are modern, they're quick and easy. It's completely different than when I last went to Puerto Cabeza in 2009. They use the older school buses, what the gringos call chicken buses, which makes me cringe every time I hear it. But now they have modern buses. And the ride was quick, and it was quite scenic and beautiful. The road is now fully paved. The road to Puerto Cabeza is also paved now too. I haven't went that way on the paved road. It used to take from 24 hours to 28 hours or longer, especially when it rained like it is right now. You would get stranded sometime. Like when we went to Puerto Cabeza years ago, before the road was paved, it took us a total of 26 hours. And a lot of that had to do with us just sitting on the side of the road. And since the roads used to just be dirt road, when it rained, it would create massive potholes, craters, and sometimes the bus would get stuck or they just couldn't pass. So it's good that the government has paved the roads. So the bus ride from Managua to Bluefields, it was peaches and cream, no complaints. And then once we got into Bluefields, we were able to celebrate Mayo Ya, Palo de Mayo. And that was quite a celebration. I'm glad I finally got to see it. There was a festival in Leon, the Dario Azul Festival, the Blue Dario Festival. And Ruben Dario is a famous poet here in Nicaragua, and he hails from Leon. So they had like a cultural festival where they did a whole Palo de Mayo type thing, and that gave us a taste of it, but we were able to come direct to the source and see it. Homeboy's taking off on his boat right now. That's cool. Yeah, like you can see. So back to what I was saying. The Palo de Mayo Festival, if you're ever in Bluefields in the month of May, I highly recommend it. That in itself was worth the trip. So the 1st of May, they do a welcoming celebration. But in the middle of the month is when all of the different groups congregate from the different neighborhoods. Because basically what will happen is every barrio, every neighborhood will have its own festival. And each one of them will have it on a different weekend. But in the middle of the month, they all congregate together and basically have one giant dance off. And that's also when they crown the queen of the festival, the Mayaya goddess, the maypole goddess. In the middle of the month, it's like a party for the entire town. The end of the month is cool too. That was a nice celebration. It started in Old Bank, and at the end of the night, everybody congregated in Punta Fria. So I highly recommend maypole, and the food in Bluefields, of course, is good. One thing I was disappointed with is there was no rundown. I could not find it anywhere. Every restaurant, every place I went, they didn't have it. Every place we went to get cocoa cake, they didn't have it. They had cocoa bread, but not cocoa cake. And even here in Pearl Lagoon, I've had a hard time finding rundown or uh, cocoa cake. And so I don't know what's up with that. I noticed there's a lot more Spanish speaking people living in the coast now. Even here in Pearl Lagoon, you hear a lot more Spanish now. You see a lot more people from the Pacific side of the country. That was not the case back when I lived here. And so Creole is still spoken, English Creole, and it's English with a heavy accent with a patois. Sounds kind of like Jamaican. That used to be like the standard language, but now I notice there's a lot more Spanish speakers over here. there's a lot more mariachi music, which again is not a Nicaraguan thing, and that's just a weird phenomenon happening in Nicaragua, period. Just like the introduction of tortillas everywhere. It used to be bread, pan. Now it's a lot of tortillas, a lot of mariachi and ranchero music, banda music. That wasn't like something that you would find in Nicaragua, let alone on the Caribbean side. So that's been very interesting, and I don't know if that plays a factor on why it's been so hard to find rundown, but the owner of the Queen Lobster Hotel, Nuria, she made some rundown and gave us some. They had made it actually for the boat ride, the tour to the Pearl Keys. So luckily we got to have it and it was very good. It's just disappointing though that this is the place where rundown comes from, Bluefields, this area. And it was just hard to get it. Now when I took my wife to Puerto Cabeza, my family made it for her. And of course it was super good and you're not gonna be able to like beat homemade rundown. And I grew up even in Inglewood having it as a kid all the time. It's just weird that in the place where it originates, it's hard to find it now. And we could not find cocoa cake. We found pati, which are patties, beef patties. We found cocoa bread. We found the picos, which is like a pastry, a sweet pastry with brown sugar and cheese inside, puff pastry, and then we also found the banana tart, the plantain tart. So when you come to the coast in Nicaragua, whether that be Bluefields, Corn Island, Pearl Lagoon, Puerto Cabeza, you gotta try the cuisine, you gotta try their pastries. Like this is a plantain pastry. This is my childhood right now. With some café negro, cafecito, that shit hits right. Which, oh man, all those things are like my childhood. So we found quite a few things, but I didn't see ginger beer, I didn't see Cyril, so I don't know what's up with that. But a lot of people skip Bluefields and go straight for the Corn Islands. This time, Bluefields was my main destination to see the Maypole Festival. Then that brings me to the next thing. I'm chilling here at the Queen Lobster Hotel, and as you can see, it's raining. Right now, it actually is let up. It's been raining nonstop for about 2.5 days now. If you come to the Caribbean side of Nicaragua, you have to have an open mind. You have to be adventurous. I can't emphasize that enough. A lot of people who aren't from Nicaragua or from this region don't understand how much it rains out here. Like everything revolves around water. That's why seafood is so abundant. Just to get from Bluefields here, we had to take a panga, which is a skiff, a boat. It was like a 40-minute ride from Bluefields, from the Bluefields dock, the Muelle, to Kukra Hill, a town called Kukra Hill. I always want to say Cypress Hill. So from Kukra Hill, you then take a taxi here to Pearl Lagoon, and that's about another 30-minute ride. So in total, it's about an hour and something to get from Bluefields to here. It's very organized. It's very cheap and easy. I'll put the prices on the video, but you're dealing with a lot of water. And in Bluefields, to get to the beach, you got to take a panga, and the beach in Bluefields is called El Bluff, and it's basically a peninsula. So it takes some work to get to.
paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, amigos. Solo tú me sigues al ritmo de la pista y yo me veo como chica de revista. Baby, conmigo a ti se te va la vista. Puedo quemarte solo con una pizca. Arriba y abajo, uy, ay. Prendimos, apagamos. Arriba y abajo, ay. Prendimos, apagamos nunca. Baila, baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, amigos. Baila, baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, Seamos más que amigos. Seamos más que amigos. Baila, baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, amigos. Solo tú me sigues al ritmo de la pista y yo me veo como chica de revista. Baby, conmigo a ti se te va la vista. Puedo quemarte solo con una pizca. Arriba y abajo, uy, ay. Prendimos, apagamos. Arriba y abajo, ay. Prendimos, apagamos nunca. Baila, baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, amigos. Baila, baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, amigos. Seamos más que amigos. Seamos más que amigos.
Everything is surrounded by water. So if water conditions aren't good, you're not going to be able to travel. If the weather's too rough, the boat's not leaving. So if you're on a tight schedule, this region is not going to work for you. We could have came out and we would have been super disappointed. Man, the rain's picking up now. Pearl Lagoon, it's low-key as fuck. And if you come here, bring bug repellent. Make sure you bring mosquito spray, because I thought Leon had some critters. This place has some critters. They have some bugs that I've never seen. They have every kind of animal here. Frogs, termites, mosquitoes, goats, turkeys, pigs, pelibue, which is like a form of lamb. They have it all. And of course, turtles, fish of all type. It's just it's the tropics, man. I mean, this is what you think of when you think of like rainforest. Because as you can see, it's raining like crazy. The conditions aren't favorable. So yeah, make sure you bring insect repellent and make sure you bring power banks, because the power did go out for like almost a day and it didn't come back on. It just came back on without warning and went out without warning. Now in Leon, sometimes we'll have power outages, but they'll only last for about an hour and they're not consistent. Now luckily when we were here, the power only went out once, but I've been told sometimes it goes out for days at a time. So make sure you bring power banks to charge your cell phone and your other devices. Make sure your devices are IP68 dust and waterproof, like this phone or whatever camera you have. If not, it probably will get damaged. This is a very wet, unforgiving, unhospitable part of the country. But that's what makes it so unique. That's what makes the Costa Caribe in Nicaragua so special. But I came here to see the people. I came here for the food. A lot of people just skip through this and just go straight to Corn Island. They just go through Bluefields and don't even check it out. I actually like Bluefields. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea and it's not their idea of what a Caribbean town should be, but it's a cool place. It has cafes now, has a lot of good places to eat, and it has a very laid-back vibe and a nice ambience, similar to this. A lot of stuff's on the water. I advise you give Bluefields a day or two. Don't just hop on the plane and go straight to Corn Island. I think you're missing out, especially if you're interested in learning about Black Creole culture from Nicaragua or Garifuna culture. But if you come again, bring an open mind. You might pay for extra days and it's not cheap to stay here. We're spending $60 a night. Some of the rooms are $90 a night. So you're staying for extra days, spending all this money, and there's no guarantee. So you have to have an open mind if you come out here. Again, this part of Nicaragua is like a country within a country. It's an autonomous region. It's no man's land in many areas. I'm gonna wrap this up now. T-Dub, I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.